Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Anyways, lost my train of thought there. How do you do that when you're playing? I don't know. Happens all the time. That's how you make mistakes on stage. Anyway, happy Sunday, everybody. No coffee. No coffee. No coffee this morning. I already drank my coffee, actually. I already drank it, went upstairs, came back down, and anyways, who cares what I'm doing? Let's hear what you're doing. Anyhow, how are you doing? It's my show again. It's now we're past the Ides of March. It's now into almost Easter, which is Easter is pretty early this year. It's going to be next weekend, the 29th, Good Friday. Yes. I got a busy weekend. I got a gig with Bridge on Fire and a gig with Jacob on. We're playing on Easter Sunday, which is it just that no one really cares about the Easter weekend anymore, and we'll just just do whatever we want. Good Friday, bars. I know people are playing gigs Good Friday. Hey, anyways, when it's about the mid-March, I always think about Randy Rhoads because Randy Rhoads died on March 19th, 1982. And yeah, I'm an old guy, so I knew exactly where I was in 1982 when Randy Rhoads passed away. And I'm just gonna do a little aside here, just like when I talk about Eddie, and there's iconic guitar players out there, as we know from in our history of rock guitar, and Eddie and Randy come up a lot as rivalries. I don't think there was any rivalry. I think they played in the same city, played the same bars, and probably had a mutual admiration for each other. And and they're both amazing. The difference is Eddie had a huge career before he passed away. After the glory, and Randy died in his basically not even in his prime yet. He was just getting started when he was taken from us in a terrible, tragic kind of freak plane crash accident that happened in Leesburg, Florida. If anybody who's big fans of this and historian of the Randy Rhoads thing, there's actually some pretty cool videos of people that have gone to the place in Leesburg, Florida, which was basically a small airstrip where a tour bus company was there, and it was an airstrip. So basically, if you were doing a U.S. tour, you can fly into this. You fly your private jet or your small plane into this little airstrip in Leesburg, Florida, and then jump on your tour bus and go on your U.S. tour. And they were back at this place to get repairs done on a bus when the bus driver decided that he's a pilot and took everybody up for like little joy rides. And to make a long story short, one of those joy rides ended very badly. And I don't think Ozzy's ever recovered from that from that accident. I don't think that. I think Ozzy's done well. Obviously done well with it, with sharing, running his career and everything else. But I don't think he ever totally recovered from losing Randy. Have we? Randy was in his prime. It's an amazing thing about Randy Rhoads is, and I always say this every year when I do a tribute for him. 2 albums. Now I know Jeff. Who I posted something about Randy, my friend Jeff Scott in Florida. He said, yeah, but there's Quiet Riot albums. Yeah, there is Quiet Riot albums, but we really didn't know that music that well. We knew the Quiet Riot after Randy. We knew the Come On Feel the Noise and all the stuff after Randy, but we really didn't know too much about the Slick Back Cadillac, the original version, and all the other songs. I mean, I've heard the stuff. It was all on Japanese imports because that's where Quiet Riot had their original record deal. But we know those two albums. We know Diary of a Madman, Blizzard of Oz, and the songs that are just timeless classic pieces of rock and roll and rock guitar history. I mean, Crazy Train is just one of the biggest songs ever of the genre, as is Flying High Again. And then there's just some classic, just some amazing guitar work on those albums. Revelation, Mother Earth, um, title track of Diary of a Madman. It goes on. What else would he have done? He was going into classical or wanted to study more classical. I think he would have stayed in the rock vein. Everyone says he was going to go off into the world of classical, which is not a big world. All due respect, I think that obviously the playing with Ozzy got him his big break. But just incredible that the style, the playing was so huge. Like if you listen to the tribute album, if you're a fan, you've already heard it a million times, but listen to the tribute album and you will hear an incredible. I think only Eddie Van Halen comes close to taking up as much airspace as this guitar sound has taken. It's just huge. It just lights up the entire spectrum. And Eddie's like that, and Randy was like that. So they were both from that school of making the guitar sound huge. I think Eddie went to a lot of work. I think Randy was really naturally just flew out of him. I don't think he sat there and tweaked like Eddie Van Halen did and made gear, and maybe he would if he was still alive. Maybe he would have done all that stuff. But I think Randy was just basically Les Paul, Marshall, let's go and let's play. Um, just a huge guitar sound live, and just sadly we'll never hear that again. And there's very little footage of Randy Rhoads. There's the After Hours video. If you're a fan, you may have seen it when they jumped off tour in Rochester, New York, and did like a kind of a Cable 10 show where there's Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, I believe, I don't know. Those might be the 3 songs that they did, and just blasting through. People who shot it really didn't know what they were doing. I mean, they knew what they were doing, but they didn't know they were shooting such a historic moment that this would be the only real live footage of Randy Rhoads playing those songs. And then some really bad bootlegs of him circling out there too. There's really you can't really see clearly. I even bought one once from a bootleg guy in one of those flea markets. I bought a VHS and I've got it somewhere here, but you really can't see anything on it. It's just you can hear them not that clearly. Anyways, VHS, some guy holding the video camera and watching a show. Yeah, no, it was bad. But I bought it anyways because I needed to see some Randy stuff, and I was hoping there would be something there. But again, he touched our lives. He jumped into our lives. There's only so many stories about him. Some other stuff has come out, whether or not stuff's true and all that about him, actually dating Sharon while that tour was on, because Ozzy was already married to somebody else and was not with Sharon at that time. And then they hooked up eventually and that kind of thing. But Randy Rhoads is a historian, a historic guitar player that will, like in the world of Hendrix, even though Hendrix got quite a few albums, enough albums in and rocked the world enough, I think Randy would have been killing the world with his guitar playing. Yeah. Anyhow, we have those albums to listen to. We have the Crazy Train solo and a lot of classic stuff that we can listen to. And now cheers to Randy. I'll cheers him with my water bottle here. But anyways, happy nothing. It was the anniversary of his death. I was sitting in my basement coming home from school, and after when I got home from school, I just cranked my stereo of Q107, and then I just turned the TV on and did whatever, and maybe picked up my guitar, jammed along with some songs, and then they played like two Ozzy songs in a row, and then they said Randy Rhoads is dead, and I was just in shock. sadly, like a lot of musician deaths, nobody really knew who he was other than their music fans out there. So you know, you kind of mourned in your quiet. You know, you kind of cried to yourself that this guy's gone. But anyways, real style that never came to fruition, but was pretty close to being, you know, perfectly baked bread in the oven. That's guitar sound. You know, this sounded so incredibly huge. Played Marshalls. Anyhow, um, switching gears. You know, there's lots going on in the world today. We had Billy Sheehan's birthday. We had, you know, lots of things going on. I was really, I kind of snuck down. Angela and I kind of snuck down to the States this week and saw a concert because she really wanted to see Rick Springfield. So we snuck down to Reading, Pennsylvania, and saw Rick Springfield with REO Speedwagon. It was REO Speedwagon show, anyways. But I just wanted to mention how amazing, when we talk about, you know, people passing away early and never coming to fruition, how amazing Rick Springfield and Kevin Cronin of REO Speedwagon looked. These guys, Rick Springfield's 74 years old. He was the oldest musician on that stage. Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon is 72, 2 years younger. But man, Springfield just jumping around, jumped into the crowd, and was walking on chairs. 74. Um, yeah, I know these guys have personal trainers. Yeah, I know they probably have nutritionists and all this kind of stuff. But still, they did it, and they're doing it. And yeah, I think all of us can do it too. So think about that when you're out there. But great shows, great sets by those bands. Anyhow, enough my yak and Bridge on Fire, Cabanas in Cambridge this Saturday night, March 30th. And Jacob and I, well, it's Jacob's show, not me, is Sideman. Dickens Pub in Burlington, beautiful place. We've been trying to play this for a while. On Sunday, March 31st, yes, Sunday. This is how you break into these clubs, by the way. Sunday, March 31st, late, 10 to 1. I'm going to be a happy guy on Monday morning when I'm getting my crap together. Anyhow, anybody out there want to say hi, say hi. Enjoy the rest of March, and it's all a big, nice casual slide now to summer. Think about that and make it. Hopefully that makes you feel better. Take it easy, guys. Happy Sunday.